Hey, guys, what I wanted to do here is create a bonus module. As we went through everything on my big campus, the last thing that I really thought about that we hadn't addressed or talked much about was the bundles feature, which is, as you have probably realized, the method that I use to unveil the content for this session for these PD modules. So, what bundles allow you to do on my big campus is to take a lesson or module unit, however broad you want to get with it, and basically all the resources that you would use for that lesson or unit can be housed or held on a bundle. As you think about what bundling is and what it means to bring everything in together, and it really makes content delivery very effective, not only from the logistical delivery of it, but for the organization component to it, to the scaffolding of it, the timing of it. There's a lot of different features that go into bundling that make it an attractive feature on my big campus. So, to show you, there are multiple ways that you can get to creating a bundle. But what I would suggest the easiest thing to do is to come up here off the home page to the create button and then choose bundle. Now, a couple things about creating bundles before we even get into demonstrating it here. They do take some work. I bundled my first opening unit of last year, and I took resources for the first about 3 weeks of the year that I normally would unveil to the students. I would get my lesson plans ready, get my copies made, get whatever I needed to do ready to be sent out for the day, and I took all of that and put it into a bundle. And I'll tell you, it was a lot of work up front. It took me a lot of time, but I tell you what, those 3 weeks of class, I literally, for the first week and a half, felt unprepared almost because as I would show up to class, everything's ready to go. There was no scrambling in the morning to get copies made or get resources sent out through my big campus or whatever. It was all there with the click of a button. Literally, I could unveil the day's lesson for the class, and everything was loaded up there. So this will take some front loading work for you to do, but I will tell you, once you get it done, it is an absolute lifesaver as far as having everything ready to go. So to demonstrate this, I'll show you here real quickly. Basically what happens is when you create the bundle, you're going to go through like a progress bar like you would if you're creating a template or something on like Word or PowerPoint or something, but it'll take you through this progress bar. A couple of important things: it'll obviously tell you when things are required, and as you go through this, you'll want to always make sure that you save. Now, My Big Campus has a feature on here that as you create things, if you try to leave the page before you've saved it, it will give you an error message or a message at least saying, hey, you're about ready to leave this page. You've made changes and you haven't saved it. Are you sure you want to leave? So I will show you that. That's one nice kind of thing that catches you before you leave having any of your work done and saving it from losing it. So anyway, you're going to create a title. So again, depending upon maybe what it is that you're doing, if it's just an individual lesson, maybe that's going to take a couple of days for you to teach, and you've got 3 or 4 different resources that are going to go along with it, that could be what you want to do. It could be a larger unit. Maybe you've got a 3-4 week unit that you want to bundle up. It just depends on whatever it is that you're wanting to do. So you're going to come up with a sample lesson. So one of the things that I always do in computer applications is I always do a lesson on computer appreciation. So on computer appreciation. Okay, and so then I would type my objective in here. Okay, and then if you want to type just kind of a summary of the things that you'll do, and then again, if it's an individual lesson, if it's a unit or a module. You can see there are other things that you can do here for project-based learning, professional development, such as what we've done. I'm just going to call this a lesson. So now that we've got this, I'm going to click the Save Bundle button up here. Notice it comes up with a message saying that the bundle was successfully created. Notice our bar fills up to almost 50% complete, although we're not halfway there. That's halfway to the minimum that you have to have. There's a lot of other things that you can add in here. So now that we're done with the information, the next thing that we're going to click on is the tab up here that says content. Now, this is where you're going to put the meat of your of your bundle. So any files that you have that you want the students to have, you can upload files. So this will open up your H drive, and you can choose obviously where you want to pick files from. So if I go to computer apps and I find the assignments that I want in here, I find maybe PDF files that I want for them to see, PowerPoints, any type of files that I want for them to be able to see, maybe for a homework or to read or whatever it might be, articles, I can upload files. The other option you have is something called insert text. So when you click on that, it brings up this interface where you almost have like a mini word processor, and this is where on the PD bundle, as you saw, that I had typed in like module 1, module 2, I had the objective, I had the resources that you were getting. So this is where you can kind of lay out the content of the bundle. So if you want, however you want to create that, you can do that in here. Notice that this toolbars up here at the top allow you all the editing features that you would have basically in a word processor. You've got your basic text formats. You can left, center, right. You can bullet. You can number. You've got options to insert table, characters, hyperlinks. If you want to put a link to a website in, you can just paste the URL in there, slap that in there, and then the students can click on that. So if you have a very long URL or a specific URL that you want to make sure they get to without having to worry about typos and things, you can put that in there as well. Down here, there are ways that you can insert videos and images. So if you have a direct video from the My Big Campus library that you found, maybe in your research and planning, you found a library video that you want to use, you can put that in there. If you have your own video on your drive, maybe you've recorded a Camtasia video, such as what I've done here, you can insert that, and then obviously videos or pictures. So all of that stuff goes in here. When you're done, you click on Done Editing Text, and it will save the field here. Now, even though I haven't typed anything in here, this field is now set. You can see I've got a box here with a four-sided arrow. What that four-sided arrow will allow you to do is, as you build your unit or lesson out, you may get halfway through and think, well, I want to put this second, or I want to put this third. You can move this up and down in the list, and it will change its position of where it appears. The other thing that you notice too is the edit text button. So after you've started typing in things, if you want to click on edit text, it brings your interface back up for you to continue to edit or add to that. So once you hit done, it goes away. If you want to delete that section, you can click on this X right here and it will go away. The final feature here that is important to know is where it says hide from student view. This is what I talk about when I talk about unveiling. So if you click that checkbox, what it does is maybe week 1 or day 1, you can have shown the rest of the bundle can be hidden from their view. So that prevents students from being able to work ahead, or oftentimes when we're working on things in class, I will have to put the whole day's work up at one time. Maybe you break the work up for individual day within 2 or 3 different sections, so they have to do the first part before they can go on to the second part, and then maybe once half the class is done or whatever, then you start to unveil the next parts to it. So you can literally unveil the work as you go by using that hide from student view feature in there, and then each day you would click on that and it would unlock that section of the bundle for them. Okay, so once you're done with that, you would click on Save Bundle. And again, it would tell you that the bundle successfully saved. You're going to come up here to standards. If you guys have any standards that you want to attach to what you've done, excuse me, you can click on the state. It will give you the available standards that are loaded into My Big Campus. So you just kind of have to go through these here and see what is available. If there's anything in here that fits for what you are looking to do. You just come through here and pick these out, and then you can add them in over here using the plus sign. It adds it in over here. So if you're hitting on this standard, you could add that in there. Once you're done with all this, then again, you could just click save bundle up here at the top. Since I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to go on. If you want to put a little piece of artwork on to represent the bundle, I will show you where that would come into play, but that's the simple part of just picking a picture and adding it in, and then that would be the video or the picture that would be shown for the bundle there. Okay, since I've done something, I want to hit save, and you'll notice that it will come up here in just a second with your bundle has been successfully saved. If you ever do not see that bundle has been successfully saved, do not move forward. Do not try to navigate away from the website because it will not save anything that you've done. And this is dragging here, so I'll try it one more time here to see what is going on. I don't know if it's going to save this or not. We're just going to go ahead and move forward. Collaborator, there we go. Collaborators here. If you co-teach, or if you have other teachers that are working on this, you can add them in as a collaborator, and then that gives them the rights to be able to add or create to the bundle. So maybe it's a team teaching thing between language arts and social studies, and you want 2 teachers or more to be able to add content in, then that's where you would do this. And then you can view the bundle here. Notice there's your image that you had placed in there, and then everything would show up right in here. I'm going to, just to show you what this looks like on an actual bundle, I will show you the bundle that I created last year. So this is the introduction to computer technology. This is the bundle that I used at the beginning of the year. Again, you can see as I go through here, we start off with just kind of an understanding of computer history. I had a PowerPoint and a video that I had them watch. There was some follow-up assignments that they did with that. Day 2, we talked a little bit about the expanding role of computer technology and how it's looking in the future. We talked about software. We got into the internet. So I watched a video on the history of the internet, did a couple things about researching using the OWL Online Writing Lab website. We talked about security and encryption, viruses, what to look for, how to protect yourself. So you can see there's a variety of different types of files in here. There's Word documents, there's PowerPoints, there's videos for them to watch. So again, all of this stuff was created on the bundle, and each day I just gradually unlocked parts of it so that they could see it. If you want to see what it looked like, I don't know, now that I've published this, oh, here it is, edit. You could click on the edit tab here, go to content, and then see here, you can see all I did was I clicked on this hide from student view, and then each day that I came in, instead of having to run copies or send this out to the students via My Big Campus, I simply would just click on what I wanted them to be able to see, and then I would tell them when they came in, I would show them their learning objective on the board, set up the day, recap from yesterday, whatever, entrance tickets, however I started the day, and then I would say, okay, the next part of the bundle is available for you on My Big Campus. They would log in. They have a view that looks almost exactly like this, where they could access the files and things like that. So anyway, guys, that is how to use bundles on My Big Campus.